It's EKD, and I'm making a video today, and it's very important because people get confused on when to use the mascot logotype, and I think it's the most misunderstood logotype that we have. So today I'm going to do a tutorial so you can know when to use it. All right, when to use it. So if you're a brand owner or you're a designer, you know when to tell your designers to, all right, to design the logo in form of a mascot. All right, or if you're a designer, you know, okay, in this project I'm going to use the mascot logotype. All right, so let's just dive into it. So before we go on, I'd like you to subscribe to this channel because I always have amazing content always coming up every week. All right, so you don't want to miss out. I have other videos that you can learn from. All right, so don't forget to subscribe and share, and also like to get this video to reach other persons. All right, so let's just dive in. All right, so what's the mascot logotype? It's spelled Mascot. All right, so what's the mascot logotype? Mascot logos are often exaggerated. All right, they are like caricatures. They use simple shapes to convey the personality of the brand or the team. All right, but most mascots, they are still logos. All right, they are still logos. So because I have to clarify this, because in terms of making logos very simple, some persons tend to condemn the mascot logos. All right, you are not to condemn the mascot logo. It's still a logo type for a specific purpose. All right, so they need to be legible, they need to be simplified, although they look very complex, but they have to be simplified, especially in modern times. They have to be simplified. All right, and they have to also be unique. Those are the basic characteristics of a logo even. All right, so I want to show you three scenarios where you should apply the mascot logo type. All right, three scenarios. So the first one I have is heritage. All right, heritage. So what do I mean by heritage? So there are some brands that deeply want to express their heritage, especially brands that has been for a lot of years. They don't just want to let it go. They still have some values they want to they carried from one generation to another. Some brands have been up to, maybe, have lasted for more than maybe like two generations. Do you get? There are many brands like that. So most of them, they want to pass that heritage across. All right, they want to pass it across. So when you are working for a client, or you're a client that wants to pass your heritage across, the best logo type to use is a mascot. All right, it's a mascot. And if you are a designer and your client is talking to you and you are perceiving that this person wants to keep their heritage, all right, some brand will tell you that they were generated from a tree, that they got the idea from a tree or things like that. So most times they want to have their tree in the logo. So most times you have to sketch it and make sure the tree is there. That's not the time to go and do a symbol, all right, a logo mark, or the rest of them. It's time to stick to a mascot. All right, so that's the best thing to do in such scenario. So the second scenarios where you have to use a mascot is the area where the brand has to have a lot of friendliness. All right, what do I mean by friendliness? Where the customers um attraction, or the customers attention, or let's say the best way to explain this is that the brand um has to portray a very extreme level of friendliness. All right, of friendliness. That's the customers have to perceive the brand as a very friendly brand, as a brand they can relate to. So most times they put they have to embed something in the logo that makes them to look very friendly. All right, that's why you have some brands that have cartoon characters. All right, if they have cartoon characters, for instance, or maybe a particular character that has humor, so people tend to look at some have beer, laughing beer, and those kind of things. So it makes the brand to look very friendly, and customers are able to relate with it. All right, so that's it's very good scenario to apply the mascot logo type. All right. And after this scenarios I'm giving you, I'm going to give you examples. I'll show you some examples of mascots logos. All right. So just stay glued. All right. So the third one is demographic influence. All right. What do I mean by demographic influence? There are some brands that want to reach a particular demographic. All right. They want to reach maybe children, and someone to reach teens, someone to reach adults. All right. So there's no best way of doing it than to include a character inside. For instance, if you want to reach children, you can just include a children um, character. For instance, Mickey Mouse. All right. You can see Walt Disney, what they did. Okay. You can see them including Disney World, or sometimes some companies just include Mickey Mouse, the kind of structure that the children, that particular demographic, will be able to relate with. So it has a lot of influence in that line. All right. So when you are conversing with your client, you want to listen to them. If they are planning, they are so intentional about a particular demographic, you want to stick to it. All right. You want to stick to using a mascot. All right. So that's going to be the best scenario. You don't get to use a symbol because it will not be pronounced that way. All right. So I have some mascot logos here I got from the internet. After this, I'll show you when I worked on myself. So these are animals, and most times these are either gaming logos, or most times mascots is used by football clubs. So you can have football clubs using mascots because most times they pass their heritage, and is very, very, very detailed. So they have like this ones, you can see um, animals here. You can see shark. You can have a team that is Shark FC. Most times they want to represent it using a shark or a dog. All right. What is that? It allows you to it allows you to customize an animal. You can categorize it to fit in. All right. You can see this one being called angry bear. So you see the bear is virtuous. All right. Is angry, looking angry and everything. So it helps you to customize the character to look what you want it to look like. All right. I think mascots logos are nice. They're nice, and there are some persons that are specialized in this in doing this kind of logos. All right. The person that just specialized in it. So I will just show you a very famous one, which is the KFC. All right. We talked about heritage. Right, we talked about heritage. So the KFC, the logo KFC represents the historical heritage of the company. All right, depicting the portrait of the founder. So most times the founder wants to include their portrait. The KFC brand has lasted for a long time, but the portrait of the founder is still here. Even if it's gone, the portrait is still there. It means it passes heritage. His name is Colonel Sanders. All right, so we still have it here. So it's a very good way to pass heritage, and this is one of the most significant mascot logos we have. That's the KFC logo. All right, so I've done one myself, and I'm going to show you. So this brand is owned by a lady. All right, I worked on it for a lady, and I thought of using a mascot. I thought that's going to be the best place to apply a mascot. All right, because it's a female brand, and she is the cook. When she talked to me about how she had this passion to do, and everything was just surrounding her having this passion to just cook, to do something. She had it for a long time. So just listening to her, I knew, okay, this mascot was going to work. Just using a female character, it was going to work very well. So this is it, having the name on top, mascot logo, and you can see it works very, very, very well. It works very well. So mascot logos are very nice. They are very nice. They are very beautiful, like the one you see here. They are very beautiful. They stand out. So I hope this tutorial has taught you how to apply mascot logos rightly. All right, so this is the end of this tutorial, and probably I'll be bringing other logo types and when to apply them. All right, but we are starting with a mascot. So I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I want to appeal to you to subscribe to this channel. We need to go very, very far. All right, so subscribe, to share this video to your friends, and also like it. All right, so see you next time. I remain EKD. So bye for now.